You wanna try something different, alright. You can hit the spots you know that I like. My fire burn you up, give you something to remember as I drip, drip, drop, drop. Let me return the favor for you. Let me repay your labor. Tonight I need to be pleased, need a good release. You can have all of me. Baby, tonight it's all on me. Tonight full of love and ecstasy. Anything you want is yours. It's yours. It's yours. Yeah. Tonight full of love and ecstasy. Me on you and you on me. Anything you want is yours. It's yours. It's yours. It's been a long time coming. Get you, baby girl, you're so damn standing. With nothing high heels on. Oh, I just can't wait to make it wrong. Is that just right, girl? Please tell me so. Did I get you off, girl? Girl, I need to know. You get what you need. I just got one question. Tease me. I've been patient so far already. I won't wait no more until we like only you. Get it real good, like a grown man should. And I want everything I want to. You said everything you will do. So I want everything I want to blow my mind. Everything I want to blow my mind. Tonight is so take your time. Oh, sweat on me, baby. Hey, it's all mine. It's all mine. Let's make history. You all over me. Anything you want is yours. It's yours. It's yours. Hey, hey, baby, you know that I love you. You are everything that I need. Baby, you know I love you. Baby, you're everything I need. Tonight is all tonight love and ecstasy. Anything you want is yours. Baby. Let's make history. Anything you want is yours. It's yours. Yeah.
A long time coming, strategic planning in play. Into this engine of my angel, turning me on my way. Talk is cheap, but my actions are strong. I make my voice and force known through the notes of song. You only thought you knew what I can do, but I'm here to tell. It's a brand new space Experience pain, passion, and hell. Emotions flowing down my way. I didn't come out my shell and I got a whole lot of stories to tell. It's time for a transformation. To avoid this information. I illuminate brighter than the stars above. I'm gonna shine. You see, my mama talked to me. She had so much to say, but these words they seem to me every single day. I expect the very best, only goodness. That's what she told me. It took a long, long while to see what she saw all along and believe. Something that lives in me. This is my true destiny. I'm walking through this fire, and now I'm free. It's time for a change. I need you to
Hey, lady. Yeah. You know you see me looking. I gotta get close to you. Yeah. Trying to check you out, baby. Just let me tell you a few things about me and you. I can see by the way the sexy look in your eye that you got something on your mind. Well, let me ease your pain and put your mind at ease. For the frustration in your eye, I know I'm aiming to please. So what I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. I know you see me trying. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. Tell me where. Do what I gotta do, girl. Trying to get close to you, baby. I can see you hurt and the way he left your heart. The look in your eye, you're very, very scarred. So let me take away your rainy day and put all your pain on my shoulders, baby. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you. Trying to get close to you. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you. What do I gotta do? What I gotta do, baby, trying to get close to you, baby. Tell me what I gotta do. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, baby. Oh, 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 make you stay. Oh, baby. I know what you say. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, make you stay. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. Trying to get close. What I gotta do, girl, trying to get close to you, babe. Oh, make you say, oh, my love will make you say, make you say, yeah, my love will make you say, make you say, oh, make you say, baby, love will make you, love will make you say, love will make you say, make you say.
We're back on this brief intermission as we describe with the sounds of Michael B. Philip Whitmore, a.k.a. Jimmy Dragon. So far, are you liking this good mellow ride, this good funky side to it? You can bob your heads, you can stamp your feet, you can smile at everyone you see on the streets, cause this is it's Brazil, baby. It's a new year. We got the music back. In the street, they say you don't want to hear this. You better go and tell them. You better go and tell them. Tell them they cut all that good shit that they selling. You better tell them. Bring real music back. 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 You can keep black. We want real music back. You are listening to SKB. Rocking out with the beats for all of our gentlemen, ladies, imps and freaks, boys and girls. Spread music, love, peace, and joy around the world. Once again, you are tuned in to beatzilla. Stay tuned right here on this ride as we ride with Jimmy Dragon and that mighty electrifying soul stars. Woo!
All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Make sure you can hear. All right. Can you hear me? There we go. Let me get that counter off the screen and add this to the screen. How y'all doing, everybody? And we're going to do this next. All right. Welcome to the Beatzilla PDX official show. As you can see, let me show you the title. Today's episode of the Beatzilla PDX official show is called TetherLandia, the attempt of undermining foundational Black Americans. Yeah, it's been that kind of week. So, yeah, let's get over here. All right. So, welcome to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am Beatzilla PDX officially. Let's get my angel right there. As you see, the lovely sisters over the shoulder. And man, we got a lot to talk about today. So this is going to be an interesting show. It won't be too long, but I got some things to get through. So starting with, you can follow me at Instagram, Beatzilla PDX. You can follow me at Twitter, Beatzilla PDX. You can follow me on Facebook, Beatzilla PDX. And of course, like, share this video and this channel, which is the Beatzilla PDX official show on YouTube. And if you need me, you can always email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? How's everybody doing? Oh, crank my gain up. Let me see what I can do here. Let's turn this all the way up. All right, how's that? How is that? Is that better? V1. Can you hear me now? Okay, hopefully this is working. Hopefully you can hear me. So this show, of course, again, is called TetherLandia. Let me put that back up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, talking about the false connection of other groups. Okay, cool. Talking about the false connection of other groups to our history and our plight, which is not really fair to our ancestors or our present today. Seeing that this is Black History Month, we've had quite a bit of disrespect coming towards foundational Black Americans already. So today we'll go through some points and also talk about some of the reasons why this practice is done. So let us first look at foundational Black Americans and our history on this soil. We have been such a influence on the entire planet with just our presence. It was required for this nation to even be built. So anytime you've seen progress, you've seen us. So one of the reasons why it would be in everyone else's benefit to keep us as what Dr. Claude Anderson says is the permanent underclass. One of the biggest reasons about that is the American dream. The American dream is based off of the fact of free slave labor. So we have to look at that part. So when you have free slave labor, hey, Queen Adia and Silent D in the house. Please join us in the chat. But like I was saying, the things that we have done on this soil in our history, dating back to even before slavery, because there were Black people here before slavery. Of course, there were more people who were incorporated in us during slavery. And then you had a lot of us who were reclassified. You know what I mean? So when we hear and use the term foundational Black Americans, it is a pretty big term. It speaks to an exceptional people. A people who have endured nothing but turmoil, but built a utopia for quite a few people. The world, might you say. We are, besides gold, the foundation of their dollar. So why would anybody want the foundation of their dollar? See, the difference between us and gold is we can act. Gold is stationary. But our melanin is worth more than gold. Not to get sidetracked, but just a sidebar real quick. If we were all legitimately equal, there would be no need for our organs as melanated people over everyone else. That's all I'm gonna say there. Let's look at all our inventors that we've had here. You know, we've had inventions, something made from nothing. There's so many things that we have brought to the world. We are the most copied, the most envied, and we occupy the minds of everyone 24/7. While we only talk amongst each other. This week has proven that on Twitter. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, again, follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx. Go follow the other members of the New Black Media, whether they be content creators or like we would say in the church, lay people of the New Black Media. All of us are on code and all of us are moving in the exact same direction. So with that being said, this is a New Black Media space. It's a New Black Media movement, and it's the New Black Media's time. No one can stop this information. Only thing you could do is stop your ears. Which, good, there's a lot of people who have broken ears. We are of that generation, so we have to acknowledge that. But, we have so many different scholars, different inventors, like I said, revolutionary minds. We've changed things within this country, changed outlooks, on grand scale with basically no backing, no protection, no defense, but willing to stay on our own soil and fight for our freedom on the place that we built. I know a lot of people say, well, I didn't have any slaves. Again, I have to go back to that book with them red letters. Let's not be so-called Christian and all churchy if we're going to disregard what was written in red letters. Why are we there? To fake it? Or make it what you want to make it? But the truth of the matter is, even he knew. You're no different than your fathers because you know exactly what you're living from as a benefit from your father's crimes. So yes, you're guilty. Hey man, take it up with Jesus. Next. And so again, black folks, who built the wealth of this country, some ended up moving from the South to the North and to the West. However, if you've been watching my shows, you see that even coming out West, Tariq Nasheed just did a video the other day talking about the San Bernardino slave colonies. And I did a show last week about the slavery in Oregon, in the Oregon territories, to which, as it was coming to a state, legalized slavery for 3 years, which then was answered by the Lash laws. So one thing that a lot of people don't know about Oregon is our tie here to the Dred Scott decision. That's one of what was going on in Oregon affected that Dred Scott decision. So we're interlinked for black folks and Dred Scott. So that's why I started the hashtag a while ago, hashtag abolish Dred Scott. That is one of the things that they use. And so people don't even understand that that was the foundation of this state. Oregon, to which I live in, for those who don't know. I'm in Portland, Oregon. Exactly. No matter what man, exactly, Silent D. People never looked at leaving the country. We look to better ourselves here on the land that we built. Why would we look to leave? Where are we going? I hear a lot of the, especially mainly Nigerians. And I guess it sounds good for them, considering how there's a large population of Nigerians that actually sold slaves to America. Yeah, there's that part too. So they had an active hand in the slave trade. So we have to look at the history of how we're viewed from them, because there's also class systems in many different countries in Africa. So people got to understand, this show is not going to be about everybody with a broad stroke. It's specifically talking about those who know they have a class issue against foundational Black Americans. So we never had any outside country fight for us. These things never happened for us. Like how, for instance, America will go into, say, like Syria. We'll go into all of these different foreign lands, talking about how their person is doing their people. So their leader has to be removed. Well, for the Nigerians that are here in America that talk so greatly about us, I wonder how they feel right now about Joe Biden putting sanctions on their homeland if they don't legalize LGBT issues. But that's what y'all voted for, and that's what you were calling us stupid about. And he went straight after your homeland. How does it feel? Can't blame us. because we told you, you can't trust that man. You cannot trust that man. And see, look, what you don't seem to understand about the nature of the white supremacist male mind is that everyone must go their way. Not based on fairness. It's based on them winning. Period. And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So they're going to do everything they need to do to get in that position. And we need to accept that and understand that. So we got to know when a person's in power like that, with that type of mindset and the money and the power to employ people to do certain things, watch for the hook. Maybe I'm dating myself with that one. But again, nobody has ever came to our defense. Nobody went to war with America. No African country said, hey, America, give us our people back, until it was like in my lifetime. I'm 44 years old. This is something that's like you're now making it an issue. We've been over here for over 400 years. You could have came and got us. Now, yes, there was warring that went on in small instances on the continent of Africa to prevent slaves from being took. So yeah, that did happen. That is not reflective of the entire continent. We're talking about over 50 different countries. We live in America. We have 50 states. So it's one state, or one country rather. That's a continent with multiple countries. Big difference. Big difference. So to say go back to Africa is saying go back to a continent. You said black don't crack. I don't look 44. Yeah, I feel it. Yes, indeed. But you hear people like, oh man, go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. Where would we go? And I've asked a few people that posed that question or posed that notion on Twitter. And my question to them was, okay, well, you tell me, where did they get us from? I'll wait. See, one thing they don't want to tell you is how actually getting into that conversation incriminates them as a people. The more we don't know is best for everyone else. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate. Go back to Europe. Well, no, see, they don't even want to go back to Europe because the biggest thing about that part is they didn't build that shit either. We did. See, we made our imprint all over the world. Let me get this. See, this is the thing. You see this? This is us. This is who we represent. That's why I make sure I got this in my shots often. Because I want people to understand. This is who you are. Black folk in America. Foundational Black American. You represent this. They don't want you to know that. They do not want you to know that. Oh yeah, they got kicked out. That and this man. Hopefully, there's some information that comes out on that. See, you got to know how you lost to learn how to win, and that's why they keep our history, especially our Moorish history from Europe. They keep us super distant from that. The Byzantine era. All of that, they want to make sure we don't know that. These are things I grew up knowing. I realized later on in life how spoiled I was as a child to be around all of this great blackness that I was around. Because as I'm older now, I thought things were common knowledge that people are now just figuring out in the 2000s. I mean, hey, better late than never. But I'm one of them people that like it's a unique situation for me. Like Tupac, you could never say Tupac there was a time when he was enlightened or he got woke. He was born into it. So, I'm coming from the situation of being born into it. I was raised around activists, raised around Panthers. So I got schooled. A lot of y'all don't even know, like, Joy DeGruy is from here. Um, there's a lot of people from here, and we got a chance to really uh, get these black studies young, really young. And I notice how much of a problem it is in other places that didn't have what we had. So I am mindful of that when I speak, because for a long time, I assumed that everybody understood what I did. So I know you don't. So now, I'm taking it upon myself to do this liberty of explaining our enemy's tactics. And one of the tactics is using tethers. A tether is one that could say that they come from Africa, descendant of Africa, Afro-Latino, and the likes of the such. So now that being a foundational Black American is becoming a absolute identifier for us, other people who always benefited from the goodies of being Black and other now are feeling it. For instance, you see my man at the top there? See, this dum-dum just opened his mouth the other day and said what Joe Biden couldn't do for Black folks because it's just not constitutional. And, Roland Martin's people are from, they descend from Haiti. So let's see, what happened to them just this week? Oh, wow, man. Looks like Joe Biden's ICE department went and rounded up 72 Haitians, including infants, and sent their asses on. Yeah, that seems pretty specific. For somebody who champions immigrants, 72 Haitians? That's mighty specific, isn't it? But he can't do nothing for us, though, huh, Roland Martin? I'm blocked on Twitter, by the way, by this guy. Hitman. Subsequently, Yvette Carnell. I do know why. I'll just say this. If I was Tone, I would get away from her. But anyway, moving on. The reason why foundational Black American is really popular right now, yeah, he's an immigrant. Oh my goodness. Identifying as one thing right now, they always try to say how divisive that is, right? Look at this. Oh, yeah, I was going to get to that. The 11 million immigrants that they're looking to make citizens does not apply to the Black immigrants. It only applies to the white Hispanics. Which brings me to the Twitter conversation yesterday. But before I get to that, let me just address this. Again, the reason why this is such in the forefront is that the grassroots media, aka hashtag New Black Media, has been making our voices and our collective voices heard. And by way of seeing the code being the leader, and there's not one specific person you could point out, it has rendered our whole cause way more effective in, say, 8-9 months than some of these people have done screaming and marching for years. Now, we're not crying. We make phone calls. We call straight to the desk, straight to the office. What's happening? See, what am I going to be in the street for if I know where I got your phone number? You're at the Capitol. What am I going to be in the street for? What's that going to do for me? So again, I understand protest. That's cool. But as you see, other groups don't protest. They just get it in. On a think tank power level. See, these other groups have think tanks. That's how they make sure they maintain their group's interest. The thing about Black folks is a lot of us can't seem to get together with just us. If other entities can't be involved, they don't want to be involved. That's being off code. New Black media is unapologetically, foundationally Black American. Truth speakers, women and men. And these people have well represented themselves in this YouTube space and some of these other spaces in the Twitterverse have definitely well represented themselves fighting for the cause. Not to slight anybody to whom you see like a Mizon or Tamika Mallory, which get more TV time, or I guess whatever. Not slighting them at all. However, if it was not for the grassroots, they wouldn't have a platform because they have to follow suit. See, this is the thing people don't understand about what's going on. The people that didn't have anything to lose are the people who sat and set up the platform for some of those people to come in and speak. But trust me, we don't make it popular over here at the grassroots, the New Black media. If we didn't do that first, no one would be talking about any of it. It hasn't happened before. These things have happened and existed. I'm just saying. So, in all cultures, everyone has their own code of conduct. It just seems like it's so hard for us, unfortunately. With that being said, I'm going to take a quick break just to tell you again, please like and share this video. I'm beatzillapdx official. And, this is the New Black media. We are representing from the grassroots level. We are definitely fighting for reparations. Not just what people think is one cash payment, but no, reparations is an institution of correction. Don't let these people fool you, because see, everything that can get money from the United States had no hand in building it. Don't you let Joe Biden get out here and tell that lie. Immigrants built this country. No, slaves did. Slaves did, player. Get it right. And you got these old Negroes out here that are afraid to check people like that. I wasn't raised that way. I just simply wasn't raised that way. So let me do something here. Let's walk through this picture. Let's see. Okay. So let's see what we see on the screen here. We see Mr. Rolling up here at the top of your screen. Right under him, you see Cynthia Erivo, homegirl of Lovey, who Lovey specifically actually wrote an essay and got paid from the NAACP with her winning essay about how us Black folks, foundational Black Americans, should not receive reparations. NAACP awarded her for that. Cynthia Erivo's man over there. And I'm sure that a lot of y'all have now saw this cat that's running for governor in Michigan. This dude here, who's in the kind of the other collage here, this dude is trying to get rid of Black History Month altogether, and basically call it American History Month. We're in American doofus. We are in America. So American history is the only thing that's taught in our schools. So to have something that specifically identifies a group, which would be African American, since they built this country. Our ancestors built this place. All the monuments and universities, our ancestors built it. But again, like I said, he is what we would have to call a tether. Like the movie Us. There's one up living on top, one living hidden, ready to take the other's place. And here now we have hit 2021. Joe Biden is in office, and a lot of these people now are getting very comfortable in expressing how they feel about foundational Black Americans. Oh, man. Yeah, I know that's right, Silent D. I mean, it's a shame. You know, this cat is like, I want to get rid of it. It's not even legal. Yes, it is, dude. Okay. Again, this dude's from Nigeria. I don't know who has got a chance to see the impeachment proceedings today, but they had the sister from the Virgin Islands talking, right? I'm telling you, it's all about preserving the image of the white supremacist male. So they're going out of their way to make all of these individuals about Trump. The dude, Tario, that got arrested like a day or two before January 6th, she mentions the Proud Boys, but doesn't mention his name. One thing that's even more concerning is the fact that they are going out of their way to ignore the fact that an FBI agent is a leader of the Oath Keepers. That is which is crazy, because if you think about it, it was the FBI's report that said white supremacist groups had infiltrated law enforcement. This dude's an FBI agent and a leader of the Oath Keepers. Oath Keepers are like the big brother of the Proud Boys, for those of y'all who don't know. That means law enforcement is involved with domestic terrorism. I think that would be more important about addressing than trying to get Trump impeached, who's already out of office. What about these maniacal demons out here that are still walking around? Shouldn't we be trying to get them off the street? Nah, let's go ahead and make it about Trump because he's so bad. You don't like Trump. I get that. Who cares? What we gonna do about them people though? All of them people that got jobs, that are judges, that are gonna be in somebody's jury, that's gonna be somebody's employer, that might be an inmate CO. Where are we gonna find solace and comfort in that? To know that you may have a family member locked up, and one of them capital people that they refuse to go after, and they're just only looking to give slaps on the wrist, has nothing but full range of power and authority over your relative that's locked up. They're helpless to that person. And they ain't trying to get that image in your face. That's what I'm talking about. They are trying to preserve that fake image of superiority, when all it is straight up evil. Well, you know, let's move on, shall we? Hey, I see you, Silent D. Silent D over there doing his due duty. Let's get this off here. And let me share this other screen. Let's see. Get up here. There we go. So again, this is the beatzillapdx official show. I am your host, beatzillapdx, officially. All right. Let's see. Get on in here. Trying to get this capture. Okay, come on now. Let's share this screen. Okay. I'm having a little issues here sharing the screen. Let's get it on the screen. Got to let y'all see this. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, so this is what we encountered yesterday, right? Oh boy. This hashtag Black History Month. Let's give flowers to some Black Latino actors who have helped pave new lanes in Hollywood, starting with Rosie Perez. I don't even know how to pronounce that word. What is that? Nuyorican? What the hell is Nuyorican? So whatever. Nuyorican icon, server of dance moves and incredible performances. But look at the picture they're using. Okay, how do we know Rosie Perez in the Black community? I mean, like I said, I already told you how old I was. So we know good and damn well where we know Rosie Perez from. Some people will say, because they're a little young, and they'll say, oh, we know her from Doing the Right Thing. She was Spike Lee's girlfriend. That ain't where we know her from. Oh, man, she was on Living Color with the Wayans, who are foundational Black Americans. But no, that's not it either. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. We know where we know her from. We know her from Soul Train, y'all. She was a Soul Train dancer. Worked for Don Cornelius, another foundational Black American. And we're giving her roses. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just getting started, Silent D. So, you know, these people had some kind of feeling about it. And, you know, obviously this is a blue check mark that did this. That's tied to Netflix. So I guess this is the Mexican Netflix outlet, because it says Netflix San Diego in Spanish. Oh, wow. Okay, so who we got next? Merlin Santana. Now, yes, we know Merlin Santana, of course, is Spanish. Oh, here we go. Another Reagan Gomez. You know what's crazy? This is Black History Month. And all the people that they keep posting up here are contemporary. This isn't historical. So one of the conversations that I had within this crazy ass thread was that there were historical Latino figures in the Harlem Renaissance. Come on, man. Let's see. Oh, Jim Crow. There were Latinos that were influential when we were battling Jim Crow. The reach and stretch to push this lie and false narrative is incredible. Oh man, they'll do everything that they can not to give credit to black folks. I mean, they've shown us that in movies. And I say this in all actuality because of me doing my history and learning these people. Um, Majority of African main and Egyptian themed movies always involve white people playing uh, black Egyptian characters, except for one, and that's Cleopatra. Cleopatra was actually from Idumea. So she was an Idumean from Mesopotamia. If you know what the breakdown of Idumea is, that should tell you exactly what she looked like. So unfortunately, the depiction of, well, I can't say for us because it's not really a bad movie, but the depiction of Cleopatra is a little more accurate than not. But that's because these folks went up there and tore Egypt's ass off. So they took over when Alexander put his people, he put his people in charge. So I would advise anybody, like, if you're not astute in your history there, go find out who these people are, because these people still exist today. So you should know who your tyrannical historical figures offsprings are running around today. There's a few of them in America. Majority of them have ties to our White House. But anyway, going back to this. Con Todo. I'll say con. Because this ain't Black History. All of these pictures are in color. Laz Alonso. Oh man, I'm talking about, he broke some racial barriers with those movies he was in, I'm telling you. Oh, and being on BET. Oh man. Oh yeah, her too. Gina Torres. I mean, and this is not hating on any black Latinos, Afro Latinos, but this isn't history. Oh Jesus. Oh, let me just keep going on. All right. Zoe Saldana. I mean, oh my God. Are we going to get to any picture that's in black and white yet? Oh, wait, what's it say here? Black History Month is about the Black Americans who are descendants from American slavery. This is a despicable scumbag move. And actually calls out Rosie Perez because, yes, she should be speaking out against this. This is mad disrespectful. But hey, man, when it comes down to us, disrespect is just like customary. So just going in on this whole conversation was crazy. Silent D hit me up last night because he came in on the tail end of things. It's like, what was that about? This week I've been tagging some interesting posts, y'all. I guess let's go back to the shootings of the demon-possessed 52-year-old white man that got himself shot by the policeman the other day. That was filmed and caught on tape by a black man who, I guess, wasn't as shook as they would have liked him to be. Matter of fact, his attitude was a little bit on the different side. Or let's say, that's what his ass get type vibe. So, they don't really care about us. You right about that. Yes, indeed, Queen Adia. So that's just one of the conversations we had this week on Twitter about the con something. Con Toto. I'll say Con Toto. That was one, but that wasn't the only. So again, what we're looking at is we're looking at different groups that would like to tether themselves to us because again, us making the distinction of our specific lineage brings us together and it closes the door on benefits that other groups were getting by just saying, "Hey, I'm black too. Hey, I'm black." No, no, you not. You ain't black on paper. You ain't gonna be black with me. All of this madness that you got these sidewalk suckers out here talking about. Well, you can't really say who's black and who's not black. The hell I can't. Nah, sorry your mama taught you wrong, but let me tell you what my grandma taught me. Don't nobody gotta like you. Don't nobody gotta like you. And I understand that. So I get it when people don't like us. And let's just look at the real of it. Our success will not be their benefit. So of course they don't want to see you succeed. And especially with the immigrants, because they are looking to come over here and get with white folk. Afro-Latino, African-American history, and you got people who were born in the 90s up here like that. That's a part of history. Ain't Netflix the same people that was trying to push that cuties mess? Then the Democrats further went on to fast forward that with Get Your Booty to the Poll. Oh, I did some investigation on that too. There's another woman that was actually behind that whole thing. I posted her on if you follow me on Instagram, I posted her picture a long time ago. So the one who actually was behind the black lady for the Get the Booty on the Pole video is this like Rachel Dolezal vibe chick. She's gotten awards for certain things. Guess who it wasn't for? But all of a sudden, everybody got a concern about getting our booties to the pole. Let me tell you, if you notice, these people was mad quiet for quite some time online. And then once the election was official and the inauguration happened, oh boy, these people came full blown out the woodwork to let us know how they felt about us. So, it being Black History Month isn't just enough. It always has to be some kind of slight. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get there. What's going on here? I don't know why this keeps doing this. All right, let's get on into this. Let me share this with you. Because this is all this week. This is what's so crazy. This is all happening this week. Let's see, let me show you that. All right. Can you see that? So, look at this picture. Let me see if I can enlarge that. Okay, can you see this picture? There should be. No, you're right, Silent D. If you're born in like the 90s, like how are we adding that to history? That's insane. Like, okay, you're contemporary. I'm not gonna say you were doing stuff in Jim Crow. But see, here's something that we got to learn that people do, and this is a liar's tactic. When they know they don't really have anything, they'll throw out false information, hoping that you haven't done your research or due diligence to know better. So some people haven't done it, and they just be like, "Oh, well, the white man said it, so it must be true." There's that. Let me see. Let me take this bit off. Let me see if I can get that out your face. All right. Can you see that? Woke diaspora tweets. People living in the actual country. Look at how they're looking at it, too. Well, they are not feeling that, are they? They ain't feeling that one bit. So, you know, and just by the way, again, like I mentioned earlier, how uh, the fact that Joe Biden is pushing LGBT, he's pushing for sanctions on Nigeria if they don't start legalizing homosexuality. And, you know, that's very American of them. What's so funny, though, is like, you're so concerned about everyone else's freedoms. Well, there's two crises that you can handle right here in your homeland: homelessness. Nobody's working, but people are still being evicted. And then you could deal with these sadistic, white, militia-minded terrorists that we have already witnessed out here that don't give a damn about the Constitution, but they refer to themselves as patriots. Well, they're patriotic to the religion of white supremacy, not the Constitution. Again, please like and share this video because people need to hear this message and understand why we say some of the things we say. This right here is from a foreign flag that looks like a British Nigerian flag. Or is that Sinhalese? It says, I don't know why, but this makes me think of when African Americans reviewed Black Panther. They seemed to love the movie, but low-key mocked the Africans at the same time. Or they all thought Killmonger was the hero. LOL. They all thought Killmonger was the hero. Just say this one thing. Killmonger was the hero. Let's go back to this. All right, so I mean, these people is just the absolute disgust. They're just so happy. And you know, I hate to say it, black folk, but this is the truth of some of these people that just really don't care for us. They don't care for us at all. You should see some of the conversations I've had. It's pretty interesting. I mean, they are really full blown with it, ain't they? Yeah. See, they're all on board with the hatred for us. So, I mean, you know, I need them to keep that exact same energy when Biden's ICE squad comes through. Oh, because they will. Yeah. The Haitians found out the hard way. Maybe these foundational black Americans know a bit of something about our enemy. That might be something you want to hold on to as a virtue. This ain't new to us, y'all. And we are almost through this. And I got one more. I got one more for you. Yeesh. Yeah. Lord. Well, this one. Let me stop this music. Let me stop that, and we'll come back to the music here because I need you to see this video. But before I bring it up, again, they use everything to undermine us, and the big thing that they're trying to do right now is make sure that they undermine the code. See, what we're doing at the New Black Media is we are presenting ourselves as a legitimate entity. We are people that need to be respected. Our voices need to be heard, and we ain't going away. And we're not looking for things to be done how you give them to us. Oh, no. We gonna tell you what we want, and you gonna do what we want. These are things that never been done before because a lot of people are afraid to challenge the system. But you got to understand something. Not everything that you see is what it is. Seeing is believing sometimes, but sometimes you got to understand some of the things that you need to believe will not be seen. With that being said, tighten up spiritually, family, so you can be able to see clearly. Again, I've spoken on this diet, uh, cut things out. Me, myself, I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I still eat meat. I don't eat trash meat, but I don't eat garbage fish and I don't eat shellfish. With that being said, even myself personally, I would like to cut back on my meat intake. Um, but if you're still eating pork, stop. If you're still eating shellfish, stop. If you're still eating catfish, stop. And cut milk out altogether. Uh, there are things that you need to do. Yes. Uh, well, actually, I don't even know if I need the fair use for this one. Because this one's already out there. But I will say, yeah, the fair use, I'll put it in the description uh, when I wrap up. I'm pretty good at not being flagged. And then, of course, I got all the okays of the music I use. So, with this last video, you got to understand everything that they do. The last element that I'm going to talk about today of using tethers is using tethers from within. So we've talked about the Afro-Latino tethers. We've talked about the immigrant black tethers. Now we have to talk about, thank you, Queen Adia. We have to talk about our own tethers from within. That means the people of the LGBT community that look at them as separate from the black community. If we are all foundational black Americans, that includes black men, black women, black trans, black LGBTQ, black children. It is all encompassing. No matter what your sexual preference is, does have nothing to do with your actual justice claim of reparations. Let's get on board, y'all. With that being said, though, understanding we have always had, we have always had a little issue. Am I still frozen? Because I'm not frozen on this side. Well, I guess YouTube doesn't like what I have to say today. But we're going to go ahead and keep rolling because this was, if nothing else, it'll be uploaded after this. Also, I started a Patreon page, so you guys can start joining my Patreon. I don't know how I'm going to start maneuvering through all these platforms, but I will. Now, with that being said, without further ado, let's get to this video. Now, some of y'all have seen it.
Gender woman.
So you a boy first?
Well, I'm going back. Let me start that again.
Girl or boy?
I'm a transgender woman.
A trans.
Gender woman.
So you a boy first? You were the boy first?
I was born a male, yes.
And then you wanted to be a girl?
Something like that. I just didn't feel right in my body. So I took steps to figure out how I could be feeling right in my body, you know?
I don't get it.
Maybe it's just not for you to understand.
Well,
and that's okay.
I don't understand, why do you want to be a girl so bad, though?
It's not really that I want
Maybe you should stay with your life that you had before instead of to be a different person because God made you that he made, so I don't understand why you're trying to...
Are you God? Did I miss something?
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Why am I watching an adult argue with a child? If you made the decision to do what you do, you should be able to explain that to a child. Now, I just want to say, if this wasn't a little girl having this conversation, do you understand how, like, say, if this was me having the same conversation with this person like they were, do you know how I'd be getting drugged right now? Cancel him. You got to cancel him. Get him out the paint now. Oh. And you know what's so funny is the kid just asked flat out questions. See, this is something we're going to have to do as a community. We need to learn how to communicate. And one of the things about communication is we got to talk about tough subjects without getting triggered. It's a very important step of rebuilding and healing. If you can't hear what the problem is, you can't fix it. And we got a serious problem within our community. I mean, I watch some of these shows and see some of these call-ins with the ferocious veracity of anger that people are dealing with and think that a person online is the bane of your existence. Woo! There's so much damage that we have faced and had to endure at the hands of these demonic, sadistic terrorists. Let's be honest and admit where our problem is. It's the black man. Oh, it's the black woman. It's the black man. It's the black woman. No. No, it is not. For this person who lives a little far, a couple hours away, stop promoting white men over black men. That is the most foolish, asinine talking points I could ever see and witness. To turn around and just to say how ugly another woman is. That was atrocious. And y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves talking about other black women like that. Then to say how we don't love black women. Neither do you. Oh, well, you know, she light-skinned. So, I mean, I don't even think light-skinned people are really black, and I don't think they really have anything to say. If I didn't hear it with my own ears, I wouldn't have believed it was said. Woo! Oh, Lord. Oof. But, hey, man, it's the world we live in. We do not like ourselves. We do not like ourselves at all. So much so that this grown transgender woman who could not come to an articulate conversation with a child and instead thought that being snippy was the answer. That was the appropriate response to a kid? But you want to go take that and teach that in their school. Well, they're going to have questions for you, player. I mean, it goes without saying, if you're going to try to put something on me, you need to have some answers for it. Why do you think these churches are so empty? Same thing. Now, unless you go like the prosperity preacher way, but there's a lot of unanswered things there. But, you know, like you could go to Joel Osteen. He's a great hypnotist. Any beatboxer, watch a Joel Osteen episode and literally beatbox to his cadence. And tell me if you don't think he's a hypnotist. I'm a musician. So, I mean, I picked up on that early. Like, oh, this dude here. And yes, and I talk in a nice, calm, monotone way. And so what you're going to do right here is you're going to put your money in the bucket. Oh, they do. Oh, man, they do that. Well, I guess, hey, man, we'll have to work this out on the other end of things. I see that YouTube is giving me trouble. I'm almost done. Let me turn this music back on. So, Again, yeah, you didn't miss nothing with old Joel, man. He's a lot of these people are good speakers. They're good for something. They're motivational speakers. And you got to think, the two-third clubs need motivation. For those of you who understand, you know what I'm saying, the two-thirds club, hey, two-thirds clubs needs motivation. It's a sad thing to see, but everybody can't come with us. I'm all about the one-third. That's it. Like what they say, election. Yeah. So I understand everybody ain't going to feel what I'm saying. They ain't going to feel where I'm coming from. But if you want to get away from them people and avoid certain disaster while being close to them, hey, man, this information might be useful to you. Whether you be male, whether you be female, whether you are a male desiring to be female or vice versa. This is all about foundational Black Americans. Get on code. And with that being said, again, this is the beatzillapdx official show. You dig? And it's about that time again. We do that whole little Mr. Rogers thing, Get on out of here with that old theme song. So, again, this has been Beatzilla PDX Official, the Beatzilla PDX Official Show, right here live on YouTube. If you also want to follow my podcast, please do. That's Our Real Truth with Beatzilla PDX Official at Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. And if you want to become a podcaster, you can always do that by downloading Anchor FM and put your voice in the mix. And hey, thank you, Silent D. I'm just here to spread my little piece, talk for the family, give information to the family, give love, light, and power to the family. Because we are royal and we need to come back to understanding our royal power. And with that, that's a lot within inside of us that's just untapped. Believe you me, it's there. Do you want to get it though? Or do you want what they got for it? I would say trust yourself. Like I said earlier, remember who we represent here. We are like the big Costco Lowry seasoning over this whole entire planet. Enjoy it. But one thing you got to understand that comes with that is you're going to be hated because you're naturally great. Yeah, that's a cold part. Being naturally great and being chosen. Even better. So it's about time to be moving on. And it's about time for me to be on my way. Hey, because I did what I came to do, and I came here and said what I had to say. And the answer is love, love, love. Yes, indeed. Please hit the like button, family. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the all bell because there will be some videos that I upload and I'll premiere on the same page. I'll do my podcast simulcast here and on those other platforms. If you need to email me, get at me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined that you want to put something on the movement here, you can hit CashApp up at $Beatzilla PDX. And like I say, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Till next time, y'all. Shalom. Peace.
If you see my mother, tell her I'm alright. I'm just walking around for fun.